Good afternoon, dreamers and special guests. How are you this afternoon? I'm just going to pull the PowerPoint presentation up so that we are ready to go and get started here. Okay, just want to make sure that worked. Of course it didn't. I always have trouble with this part. Okay, I think we're good to go now. Just do a quick double check. No, it didn't work. Let's see. Oh, good. Okay. Okay, so again, welcome. I just started a minute early so that I could kind of get organized. This is a new training. This is the second time I guess the third time I've done it because I did it in the classroom at our January meeting as well. It's still a work in progress. It's not exactly where I want it to be, but it is such an important part of our business. So welcome to our Real Conversations webinar. Talking about how to share Younique with others. And by sharing Younique, I'm talking about both sharing products, sharing our hostess plan, or sharing the actual business opportunity. I want you to know how honored I am to have this opportunity to work and share with you. My mission is for all women to see their beauty and value and becoming all that you can be in your life, creating a strong financial future and making your dreams come true, whatever they may be. When you have this confidence and you feel comfortable about how you share the products and opportunity, and you share it in a way that's authentic, you become extraordinary at launching your new presenters, coaching your team members how to do the same. Everything in this business will change for you. The key component is truly learning how to have a stellar vision conversation that moves, touches, and inspires the person you are sharing your business opportunity with. And ironically, it's not about the recruiting conversation, it's about what their life vision is, identifying what it is that they value, their challenges, and then offering a solution that will change their life, or address a solution and offer them hope and possibility. This training today is about how to have that conversation that converts. However, the introduction to that conversation is the most important, and that's how you connect, listen, inspire, and evoke vision and possibility with anyone. And then, let me say this again, and then you share your irresistible offer. It's all about timing. You need to make it about them. You need to stay detached from the outcome and think of it as serving instead of marketing. Here's the grand finale. When you learn how to do it live and you become a master at connecting, asking the right questions, listening, you'll be able to take bits of this live interview, which is just sharing your opportunity live, and bring that into a brief conversation or a phone conversation or a Skype conversation that becomes the catalyst that attracts the person you're sharing with to possibly join or stay in process and continue to seek more from you. This is going to make more sense as this training unfolds. This is the quote of the year. Action cures fear, because whenever we're doing something new in our business, including contacting a new possible customer, hostess, or new team member, it feels challenging. Sponsoring especially can be a challenge in that we need to build on how we are going to approach people. We need to be intentional about how we are going to approach people. And for me, that was getting over the ick factor. What does that mean? You know that conversation. I'm going to ask her today about Younique. So you call her or you meet up and then you put that verbal vomit all over her. You just can't stop talking and you're just overloading with too much information in not a really intentional manner. There really is a better way. I want you to think of offering or talking about Younique in a different kind of way. Think of it kind of as courting. You would never go up to someone as you begin dating and say, hey, do you want to have sex? It's the same with sharing your products and business. You need to connect with them first, and then you are free to share. When you first start, people join you because your excitement is so contagious, and that's great. Also, some people may come to you because they already know the greatness of having an additional income stream, and Younique fits their criteria. But this is really just falling into a recruit. This is recruiting by osmosis, not by design. So what we're going to talk about today is how to recruit by design. So for instance, if you were to come to me or another leader, or your upline leader or your sponsor, this is what I'm hoping that will happen and that we want to train throughout the group. Remember, we're still training too. I always talk about the first 4 years in direct sales is really your university degree. So anyways, I digress. So let's get back to this. You come to me perhaps and say, I am getting in front of people and I'm sharing Younique. So you're doing your parties, your trade shows, your events, but I'm just not sponsoring. I would then ask you, because the key for all conversations is to find out what value you need to offer. I would ask you, have you been sharing your business opportunity with your guests and your hostesses? You may say, absolutely, I've been talking to my hostesses and guests. And I would say, why do you suppose is the reason that they're not joining? And I want you to think about that question. Notice that I'm asking the question. I didn't tell you what to do, and notice that we use the word suppose. 4 of the most important words in any enrolling conversation are if, suppose, might, and could. Whether you're enrolling your spouse or your children or an employee or a leader on your team in something that you want for them or want to engage them to do, be or join, your objective is to find out what they're thinking, to really listen or help them find their answer, because often if we brainstorm the solution and they find it, it's much more powerful. I'll share more when it's appropriate during our training, but for now, I want you to really let that sink in, because these conversations are no different if it's between a leader and a team member, or a presenter and a customer, or a presenter and somebody that they are talking to about the opportunity. So again, so that's great. So now the leader is going to say, what do you suppose is the reason that they're not joining? And you might say, I'm not sure. People are busy, it's not the right time, or they're really not interested. And I say, hey, okay, well, let me give you a scenario. Let's say I was a guest at your party last night. My name is Kelly. Here's what you know about me. I have 2 kids under 5. I am a teacher. I placed a $50 order, and I asked you some questions about the business opportunity. You shared your online brochure or gave me some more information about Younique. I then asked you to role play. I would say to you, I want you to hang up the phone and call me back as if I'm a guest. I'm the guest, Kelly, you met at the party last night, and invite me to talk with you to learn more about the business opportunity. Will you do that? And this is where I often hear people say, Kelly, I'm not comfortable with that. At that very moment, even you would realize why you aren't sponsoring. You're scared and you don't know what to say, and so you may not even be following up with people even after they express some interest. Is this correct? Am I hearing some of those fears? Because I do hear you, and I'm going to train you how. If you are building your business and you are in front of people regularly, then I want you to feel comfortable in front of those potential team members. You can learn to be a pro at sponsoring. I'm going to show you how to do a live interview, and as leaders, we want to partner with you on 3-way calls to help guide you. This is why we're here. We're here to help guide you with those potential team members. Now, granted, not every leader is meeting people live anymore. Social media is all the rage. However, I will tell you that the top sponsors are sponsoring in their backyard. And the reason they are mastering sponsoring is that they know how to connect, they know how to make others feel special, gain trust, respect, and have a conversation that moves, touches, and inspires others, whether that person joins or not. Let me repeat that. Whether that person joins or not. When you have a stellar conversation model and meet with others live when you can, everything is going to change for you. What we're talking about are called vision conversations. This is a process that I am learning from my coach, and when we touched on this communication style, it just really got my creative juices going. This profession really is all about connections and will be the focus that we weave through all of our trainings in years to come. It's not about chasing no's as we previously trained, although that training is valuable in learning to not take no's personally. Vision conversations are about connecting with the person you are going to share your business opportunity or products with, because it really doesn't matter whether they're a customer or a possible team member or hostess. We want to have the same kind of conversation style with all of these people. It's about leaving the conversation feeling strong and confident that you shared something of value, and removed yourself from the outcome because you believe in our products and opportunity. Okay, so how is the Dare to Dream Fusion team going to help you connect by sorry, let me go back there because I wrote the sentence out a bit wrong on my notes. How is our team, Dare to Dream Fusion, going to help you connect? Well, we are going to start leveraging some live meetings in local communities, help you create your own live meetings if that's what you want to do. Exciting conversations with our top leaders and mentors, and we're going to have both events online, on the phone, to help you explode your sponsoring. The key to successfully sponsoring is having these fun events, these fantastic resources, and your key supporters that bring credibility to your unique opportunity. So this makes this process simple for you. What events and resources are you sharing with your potential team member? I will be modeling a live event that you can create in your own community using our team and corporate opportunity calls. Once a month, we will have a team Facebook opportunity event, and or even you can use some of the recorded resources and videos that we have about our business opportunity. All of this is duplicable and is a resource that you can use as is. It's important that you're aware of the venues that are available for you to invite a guest or have a resource that shares more about the business opportunity. The goal for our team is to make these resources extraordinary so that you are going to want to use them. So please give me your feedback on what we are building. And this can help you to create a specific list of events available for you to invite guests to be a part of or hear more about your business opportunity or research. Or in turn, you can research the best recordings that shares the most important aspects about your business opportunity. Also, who are your best supporters? Well, your sponsor is a wonderful supporter. He or she may be new into the business, so this is when you may want to look up to your elite or exclusive leaders who will help mentor, or exclusive leaders, your mentors or peers who you might reach out to that will help support you with three-way calls to connect with anyone who's taken the time to attend an opportunity event or listen to an audio but has questions and needs a perspective from a more experienced individual. This is also a very important aspect that supports the decision process of those that you are sharing your business opportunity with. Let's talk about some of your resources. What ideal brochure or video is a great introduction about your business opportunity? We have some terrific ones on our uniquedreamers.com page. The password is dreamer without the S, so just dreamer. Also, a really great example of a great resource is Eric War's trailer video, The Rise of the Entrepreneur. This is a really great video to share with anyone that's just generalized about our industry, because it does reveal where the world is headed, and that really truly the only security we have is within ourselves, and that a lot of what has been part of the industrial age is over. Jobs and government assistance will become more and more difficult to obtain, and the opportunities that our parents and grandparents might have experienced going to work in the corporate world are not really exactly the same anymore, and upcoming generations will have. Why? Well, there's overseas competition in technology, and everyone needs an additional income stream and a plan B. This video positions you as an expert and someone who cares about helping others plan ahead. The video may shock them, may cause people to think about their future, and also the importance of empowering our youth to be resourceful, resilient, and create skills to generate income. In a moment, I will show you how to use this video and an introduction email about your opportunity, or follow-up email after they've maybe come to you for a live interview or an opportunity event. But first, I want to start at the home base, and home base is what I call, again, that vision conversation. It's really like courting, the first date, that first impression that gravitates others to you. In fact, they might not even know logically why they are gravitated to you. Why? It's more of an emotional response, because attraction just is. There's something that happens when we're able to evoke some vision and value, and show value to what you may offer them to enhance their life. This is where the conversation goes a little bit from the surface to a little deeper level. And there's something that happens within us when we're in this listening state, and we're really just in a service state and detached from our own agenda. When we're really trying to figure out how our opportunity will help them. It's something that is unexplainable and that you just must experience in order to understand. However, there is a system that can guide you on the process, and it truly makes more sense. So a lot of you have always heard me say to get yourself a list of contacts that you're going to contact about Younique. We've created a new kind of name, funky name for this, and that's a gift list. Who do you know who's a goal getter, interested in learning more about the business, would be fun to work with, or is talented and you admire? You always begin by asking yourself, who has expressed interest in the past? Who has talents? Who would I love to work with? Who has the potential but doesn't know it? Meaning, I've never thought about sharing my business opportunity with them. Your gift list is a huge part of your business plan, and it needs to be constantly kept up to date and utilized. We are a numbers business. The more people that we talk to, the more success we're going to have. Remember, it's not enough to just write down the names now. You must be intentional in contacting them. Step 2, this is when you're going to sit down and you're going to decide how you're going to approach them. Remember, what you want is a conversation with them, a vision conversation, and that can't happen through a text or Facebook message or voicemail. One of a great way to start in your local community is to host maybe a customer or hostess appreciation event, and you could translate this into an online event and invite your global customers. This is going to start the ball rolling. We're going to talk a lot more about this in the coming weeks, of how to get bookings and to create an extraordinary event for your customers and hostesses. This profession is about connecting, and you do this by being intentional and observing your philosophy, systems, and approach. Right now, we're discussing how to approach others. This is where you need to use your head and your heart. What do you know about them? What might get them to call you back if you're not able to connect the first time? How about spending a little time on their Facebook wall or maybe Instagram or however, they choose to relate in social media, and notice what's happening in their life. And if they're active on Facebook, you might want to write a little blurb on their Facebook wall about them, or to say hi, or to reconnect. Nothing about your business opportunity. Or you might text to see how they're doing and start up a dialogue and set up a time to chat and see how they are. Even as something as old-fashioned, which is usually really well received, how about a card in the mail? I still think that cards are very effective to connect because most people don't send cards anymore. So it will definitely stand out. This is a tip from Steve, my coach. He has some clients who are the top recruiters, and what they do is they sit down with their family when they're watching a movie, and in 90 minutes they've written out 25 cards to send to individuals that they want to connect with about their business opportunity. Ironically, and this is key here, they don't even write anything about the business. They simply acknowledge, inspire, and connect. Step 3 is the actual vision conversation. Oh, here we go. And people don't care what you know until they know how much you care. This is your new perspective, is to mentor others how to become resilient and resourceful, and that they don't have to depend on an employer or anyone else for that matter to create their ideal life and have the freedom to choose what's most important to them in life. Make the decision right now that you are a mentor and trainer. When others ask you what you do, you no longer say, I am a presenter for Younique. You could say, I'm a mentor and trainer for Younique. I coach and train men and women how to create their ideal life, business, and strong economy. Everything will change when you own that. Be that you want to become. It's a mindset. It's the inner game, meaning your new philosophy. What you think, you become. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The vision conversation won't always lead others to your business opportunity. However, I will tell you that they'll be moved, touched, and inspired by the conversation, and you'll need to know when to say, I understand you're not interested. I respect that, and I want you to know how impressed I am with you and wanted to share this with you. Meaning that friend, coworker, previous hostess, or person you do business with isn't yet interested, and you don't want them to feel pressured or weird, and you want to hold your value and share your respect for them. Can you see the difference between that conversation and just bubbling over with blah, 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 and sharing way too much information, the verbal vomit that we talked about earlier? You just leave the conversation feeling good, and they do too. Remember, and this is key with any vision conversation, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. The key to a vision conversation and asking some of the questions we're going to talk about below is to really hear what they are saying so you can decide what direction the conversation is going to go. On rare occasions, you may not even bring Younique into the conversation and save it for another time because you are being aware and you're listening well, and sometimes the conversation doesn't warrant it. So when you're engaged in a vision conversation, it's going to be real and authentic. So you might want to think about where you are. You're on the phone with someone that you want to share your business opportunity with. They've responded to you through your ability to connect with them through a card, a text, an invitation to an event, or You wrote an inspirational message on their Facebook wall. Basically, they've reached out to you and you are at the beginning of a vision conversation. This is when we're going to do what's called weather talk. How's life? How was your holiday? How's your week going? You're just going to chat with them and hear where they're at in this moment. If you're feeling it after the weather talk, you can go on and dig a little deeper. You can ask things. Can I ask you a question? What's your big game for 2015? What do you want most to achieve and experience this year? And if they share that with you, then you mirror it back so that you know that you're understanding what it is. Another great question is, how fulfilled are you with your income? Or perhaps, I have an additional income stream opportunity that you might be interested in. Or, you're one of the most talented hostesses I have ever had a party with, and I know that you could truly create any level of success with Younique that you wanted. Or, you've been on my mind, and I know you could create any level of success you desired with Younique, and I wanted an opportunity to share more with you. Or, you love our product, and it's time to get your products for free or highly discounted through our hostess program, or by becoming a presenter, enjoying some tax savings and an additional income stream. Are you open to discuss it? Some other things you can say. If you could create an income stream that would generate you $1,000 to $3,000 a month without taking up a huge amount of time, what would you do with that income? What's important to you about that? Once you've identified the need, you step into an empowering, inspiring, and validating. There's something that happens when others feel that you believe that they could have what they want. It's amazing when that happens. Another great question is, how fulfilled are you with your career on a scale of 1 to 10? Can you see how a lot of these conversations are just really seeing if our opportunity would be any value to their life? After you've had this vision conversation with them, and if they're still looking for some more information, this is when you can extend that invitation for them to join you at a live meeting or for one of our opportunity calls, which will be held every Tuesday, or the corporate opportunity call, or possibly if you want to just set up a three-way call with your elite leader or your sponsor. To help you answer any further questions. You would invite them and extend that invitation. So usually at the end of the conversation, this is how the conversation is going to end. You will feel one of three ways. This is what you're going to say. You will feel one of three ways after you listen to the conference call or the meeting or attending a live opportunity meeting. Sorry. Let me start again. So you've had the vision conversation, you're inviting them to the live meeting or an opportunity call, and you're going to say to them, after this call, after you receive this information, you're going to feel one of three ways. First, you might realize it's not for you. Second, you might realize that this is exactly what you've been looking for, and if so, I'll guide you every step of the way. Third, you might realize that it's an amazing opportunity, however, the time isn't quite right. I'll be here when you're ready to revisit it. What do you think? Again, you're showing them the value, and you're also showing them you're detached from the result, and that really this offer is about them. Okay, so where are we as far as time? We're almost at 30 minutes. I'm going to break off here because this is the bulk of what I wanted to talk about today, and I can see that we're coming into March, and this part 2 is what we're going to be talking about, is how to have that extraordinary launch party. I've already put the dates into our group. for any upcoming live local events. And the other leaders, if they're hosting some, or even if they have an online one, I sure would like it if they added that to the list, as well as our online opportunity events. So the first Tuesday of the month is corporates that you can invite them to. The second Tuesday of the month, we do one at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And they're all recorded, by the way, so you can use the recordings as well to send your potential team members. The third Tuesday of the month is a evening one at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And the fourth Tuesday of the month, we're going to be opening up to a Facebook event that you can send them to and get them to sign up for that online webinar. We're going to talk about how to get together some of your interview materials so that when you're going to talk to them and have that vision conversation, you're going to have some really strong materials to bring with you. We are working on, and we already have a really great process for how to get started, but we're going to be tweaking that in the coming weeks. So remember, again, we have that team website that outlines some of the basic steps to get started, and we're going to be enhancing and making this process really simple yet effective. The New Start training video is a really great tool, though. But we're going to break it down a little bit more to help people think not just of the fast start 90 days, but break it down to 30, 60, and 90 days, as well as corporate has some really great stuff coming in that regard as well. And we're going to really work about talking about the starter kit and really how to get the most leverage out of that kit when they're planning their own launch parties. We're also going to talk a lot more in March about being intentional with your time, getting your mind set up to par. What is your purpose? How you're going to mentally prepare for the conversations with these potential new business partners. We've got a lot of stuff around this training because I just believe it's so key in what we're trying to do. So I want to thank you for coming today. I want you to thank you for listening if you're listening to the recording. This truly learning how to have, to invite people, to court people, and to have these kind of authentic, real conversation is going to be a real game changer. Because even if the person, think of it this way, and this is what I'm going to leave off with, you both leave the conversation feeling really positive and upbeat, regardless of how the conversation went, like whether the person joined or not. Sorry, that's what I mean. So whether or not the person joined, you're still going to leave the conversation feeling really good. So say you met Lisa, you talked her through all of this information, and she said, you know what, this just isn't really for me, but thank you so much for thinking me, and I feel really honored that you thought highly enough of me to offer this opportunity with. You know, I have a friend, Sue, who I think would really like it. I'm going to give her a call and give her your number, and hopefully you can connect with her. Because you're being real and authentic, people will trust you, and they will give you referrals this way, as opposed to if you go in with that real ick factor conversation, the referrals would be a lot harder to come by. So thank you for listening. I hope that you gained a lot in today's training. I look forward to answering any questions. Please feel free to message me or ask in the groups. And thank you again. You guys have a really terrific Wednesday, a winning Wednesday. Good night, everyone, or goodbye, everybody. Good night, I guess, for some of you.